Hi, good day. So I want to talk about what exactly is a letter of good cause. All right. What is a letter of good cause? We get that a lot of times, and many people are not fully aware what does it mean. So I'll just try to summarize it. Now, in South Africa, for you to submit a visa application within the country, there are several conditions that you must meet. Okay, so firstly, for you to submit your visa application within the country, number one, you must submit your visa if it's a first-time application and it's, for example, a child who has been born in the country, then they are able to submit their visa application. Or, peradventure, you are extending a visa application. If you are extending, it simply means you are extending the same visa under the same conditions. Let's say, for instance, you were on a study permit, okay, and then you are still within the same institution and you are still studying the same program, then you will be making an extension. Or you are under the same employer, you are under the same job title, and then you are extending your visa. It means you are extending your work permit under the same employer and under the same title. That is the second option. The third option is if you are changing conditions. Changing condition means you are changing a certain visa to another visa, or the same visa but with different conditions. I'll give you an example. If you are on a study permit and then you change your institutions, let's say you were studying at WITS and then now you are going to Monash, right? By changing those institutions, it means you need another study permit. The study permit that was initially issued with the previous institution cannot be used with the other one. So that is a change of conditions. It's still a full study visa application, but it falls under a change of conditions. And then thirdly, you may also change a condition. Furthermore, not thirdly, you may also change your conditions if you have changed an employer or even if you have changed a job title. You can change conditions, which is applying for another visa with separate change of conditions. So those are some of the conditions that will permit you to apply a visa within South Africa. And also, you might apply a visa within South Africa under the exception category. Let's say, for example, you are a partner or a spouse of a citizen or permanent resident, or you are maybe a child of a citizen or permanent resident, and you are on a tourist visa. You may be able to change your conditions in the country and apply for a visa. So there are several circumstances that you must apply. But the general underlining rule is that when you apply for a visa, you must be having another valid legal status in the country. Okay? So you cannot apply another visa except you've got some valid legal ground that also permit you to apply for another visa. Okay. Now the problem comes in when your previous visa has expired and then now you want to either change conditions or you want to extend a visa. If your current visa has expired, you are not permitted by law to make any visa application within South Africa without doing this process, which is a letter of good cause. So some of you might have gone to the VFS and your visa, the previous one that you were using, might have expired. And now you want to apply for another visa, but then you don't have current legal status in the country. So because of that, you will not be permitted to apply for a visa within the country. Then the question comes, what do you do? What you have to do in this situation is that you have to apply what is called a letter of good cause, the Form 20. Now, the letter of good cause, the way you apply it is that it is applied at a local home affairs closer to where you reside. Okay, so the letter of good cause does not go through the VFS. It is applied directly at the Department of Home Affairs, a local home affairs through the immigration department closer to where you stay. And then this application, they have to be satisfied. When you go to submit it, they have to be satisfied at face value that you have valid grounds to apply for a letter of good cause. So many people have actually been turned away just to try to make an application. They've been told you don't have the merits to apply for this letter of good cause. They do not even accept it. But where you've got merits, you've got grounds, you have gathered your homework, you have done your evidence and prepared everything, you will be able to submit your letter of good cause. Now, what happens next is that when you submit the letter of good cause at your local Department of Home Affairs, then the letter of good cause then goes to the provincial Home Affairs in that province where you've applied. So it doesn't go to head office in Pretoria. It is processed by the provincial office or the provincial headquarters of Home Affairs in the province where you stay. Now, this process takes time. It's not like a 2 months, a 3 months. Sometimes it takes longer, and sometimes it can even need legal intervention to expedite a decision being made. Now, the provincial office had to look at your application. Then if they are satisfied that you have grounds to get a letter of good cause, then it will be issued. Now, after a letter of good cause has been issued, it means now you've got legal permission. You've been pardoned by the Department of Home Affairs, and now you've got legal permission to then proceed and apply the visa application that you were trying to apply before. Okay? Actually, as part of the letter of good cause application, you actually need to show evidence that I'm eligible for this visa. Okay? And this is the visa that I was actually applying, but because my permit has expired due to 1, 2, 3 reasons, I'm not able to proceed. So once you get a letter of good cause, then you are now able to proceed and apply for your permit that you qualify for. Okay, now when you go to the VFS, when they look at your permit and they see that your permit is expired, then they're going to say, where is the Form 20? Then you produce the letter of good cause. It's valid for 12 months, which means you have to use it within a period of 12 months after it has been issued. And then you just wait for your visa application. So please never ever let your application, your visa or your current legal status expire in the country, because getting a letter of good cause is not a right, it's not an entitlement. It might be rejected. They might not be satisfied with your grounds in most cases. So it's not always advisable to wait for your permit or your current legal status to expire in the country. If you have any questions or you need help or you need assistance in drafting an application or whatsoever reasons with regards to immigration case, you can get in touch. Look in the description and you'll be able to see our contact details. Thank you.